It's been a while since I've used X-Plane for other purposes because I've been using X-Plane mostly to experiment with, my own designs using PlaneMaker or trying out different kinds of aircraft or drones. I've been actually using it to simulate quad drones. So I haven't had much time exploring the other aircraft or like flying airliners, for example. I'm not really the kind of guy who would like to spend hours, traversing point A to point B at 33,000 feet. But here, I loaded up the default Airbus A330. I think this is a default aircraft by Laminar Research. Of course, understandably, those of you who have been X-Plane fans and general flight simulation fans who have been doing this for a long time know that this particular A330 isn't as sophisticated as something probably from one of those major airliner publishers. However, it does the job just to showcase something that I just recently noticed because I don't fly at this altitude when I'm doing my experimental flights. But right now we're cruising at just above 30,000 feet, somewhere like flight level 320 or flight level 330. And I think it's a little past 5:30 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So the sun will be setting soon, and as you can see the clouds, there is like a remarkable change in how X-Plane renders the clouds. It's not yet perfect, but I think at this point in time I can really say that it's much better than the clouds found in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Although I only have Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I still don't have the 2024 version. However, I still think that the clouds I'm seeing right now are just spectacular. They're quite compelling, and they're certainly a lot better than the ones that I see in DCS World, because I also fly DCS World. So yeah, I've been an X-Plane user since version 8, and up until 10, the clouds and even the general sky visual appearance was not very convincing. So now I think Laminar Research has nailed it. The clouds look spectacular. All they need to do now is to make like photogrammetry default for their terrain, because the terrain now is still some kind of autogen. Although if you know how to do Ortho 4 XP, then you can just roll your own terrain, which is fine. However, I still think that at some point in the future, Laminar Research would really adopt photogrammetry, because it just makes sense to make terrain more detailed, more realistic. Photorealistic. Because actually, in some of the built-up terrains done by hand, Laminar Research has done a pretty good job with the auto-generated scenery. Anyway, let's just take a few moments here just to enjoy the view out of the cockpit views of this wonderful display of clouds here. I actually did manual setting for the layers of the clouds and density, and they really look great, the lighting and everything. Enjoy.